All right, so number 7 building block that I want to get into, super important, and is going to be a big opportunity for a lot of people right now, and that is building wealth. If you're an entrepreneur like me, or anybody that follows the stock market, investing, any of these sort of things, or especially if you've been through a crisis in the past, whether it's a hurricane event, maybe your house flooded, all of these different things. Usually when crisis or disaster happens, or the widespread of a virus like we're dealing with right now, yes, everybody goes into panic, and you have hard times, and there's bad things that happen to good people. But it does create opportunity. And so I see this is going to be a huge opportunity in the end for a lot of people, a lot of smart investors that are going to make a lot of smart moves during this time. And so, I hope that you're one of these people as well, because look, as the stock market is crashing down right now, it will come back up. And so, if you're an investor, maybe you've already pulled your cash out, or maybe you're letting it ride through the bottom and go back up. Well, there's going to be a point when it hits bottom there that is a perfect time for you to go ahead and invest. And if you've never invested in the stock market, this is going to be a great time for you to get involved. And look, I'm not a stock expert by no stretch of the imagination. I definitely dive a lot more into real estate, which I'll talk about here in a second. But stock market's the easiest thing, and most people can relate to it very easily because of the highs and the lows. But in that low market, throw some money in there while it's low, buy it while it's low, wait till it rides up, and it will ride up, and sell it at some point when it's high, and you can make yourself some money, turn it into an opportunity out of all this disaster and all the bad things that are happening right now. Now, the real estate market, how is this going to affect the real estate market and the things that we're doing as real estate entrepreneurs? Well, it's going to have a huge effect, because we're already seeing right now that buyers and sellers right now are skeptical about doing, open houses, having showings, because for one, sellers are afraid that buyers are going to come into their home that have the virus, touch countertops, touch different furniture, different things, and then when they go back in their home at night, they're going to catch that virus, from just people walking in constantly throughout the house. And so they're afraid to do showings right now. So we are seeing where sellers are pulling their properties off the market because they're just afraid that somebody walking through their house may be carrying the virus and leave it on countertops, furniture, or anything that they touch along the way. And so, they're pulling those properties because they don't want to catch that virus. And I think it's the right move, because a lot of people, our goal as a nation, as the world, to come together is to slow the spread of this virus. And so, if pulling the properties is helping to keep buyers from going into and doing showings, well, maybe it's the right thing to do. And same thing with buyers too. Buyers are afraid to go into other people's houses for the same reason, because they don't know who's been there before, and they don't know if the owners of that property, maybe have the virus, or somebody had the virus already, and they could still catch it. So buyers and sellers right now are very scared, and I think the market, as far as real estate, just like stocks, is going to stay basically crashing down for a little while until we sort of hit a bottom plateau and things start to go back up. And so you may be asking yourself, well, when is that point going to happen? When can we look forward to that? Well, look, I wish I had the crystal ball and I could tell you all the answers. And if anybody tells you they have that answer, they're completely lying to you. And so be very skeptical, whoever's telling you that. But, at some point, it might be when they start to, actually get the cure for the virus, or the vaccine for the virus out of clinical trials and start giving it to people. Maybe that's when hope will come back into the market again, and people will start feeling good, and it'll start to go back up. And, so that's just my 2-cent prediction there, but that's a time that I think we'll start to see an upswing in the market, especially when people are able to start getting back out of their houses again and moving around and reopening businesses, and there's confidence back in the marketplace again. I believe that's also when you're going to see the market, real estate and stocks, start to shoot up again. And so that's going to be a point that, as an investor myself, both real estate and investing in other companies, that's going to be something that I'm looking for in my portfolio over these next couple weeks, or even couple months, because we don't know how long this is going to take. But if you're sitting on cash right now, or try and get access to as much cash as you can, hold on to that cash and just be ready, because this thing is going to bottom out and start rising like crazy fast. And so if you have cash and you're one of those people that's ready to invest and willing to invest and take that risk, there's going to be a chance for a lot of people to make a lot of money and turn this disaster into an opportunity. And so I hope you take advantage of that, and I hope you see that this can turn into something positive. And that's why I say that, you know, we are going to come back as a whole stronger than we were before, because, you know, a lot of smart investors, you know, hopefully you're one of them, is going to make a lot of money and a lot of good moves throughout this process. And, you know, there's just going to be so many great things that come from this in the end. Right now it don't seem that way, but in the end it'll work out good for a lot of people if you make the right moves.